was a very stimulating environment where the conversations could range from theology, Mennonite history, to contemporary politics. And I loved that range. And I guess if anything, that kind of intellectual stimulation was formative for me in the sense that, and also kind of ended up describing one of the motivations of my career, which is the sense of curiosity. And I didn't dive deep into any one particular field, but ended up kind of chasing a lot of really interesting jobs.
Grebel's really shaped me as a performer and as a professional working in the field of music. And I think the really wonderful thing about what I learned here and what I get to do now is that it prepared me for a lot of different aspects of working in the industry. So when I went to school, I thought that I would just become a performer and that would be it. And my life now is quite different because I am doing that, but I'm also teaching and I'm also doing artistic direction. And now that I've completed a PhD, I'm doing research.
As I was thinking about this, I realized how significant Conrad Grebel was for me. And it became, in a way, a lifelong journey, because following that, I went across the street to WLU for my MSW. And then in my late 40s, early 50s, I did an MA in ministry and spirituality and a diploma in spiritual direction at Regis College. Forever, I shall keep Conrad Grebel as a very important influence in my life.
Yeah, I was quite involved in the student governance and, and trying to discipline the water fights that inevitably happened, at least in that era, before they figured out that wire buckets were better than plastic buckets. And the choir, Helen Martins, was the conductor of the choir, and that was a very enriching experience as well. I didn't lack for intellectual stimulation.
Connecting to who I was as a young person, as a 19 to 20, 21-year-old, it made a lot of relevance to me and challenged me and allowed me to grow a lot.
I really just loved being in the milieu of Grebel, the socializing, the friendships, the big questions, the just really mind and heart opening times during those years.
Who knew that in 2012, when I started the certificate program, that it literally would change my life, that I would leave a role I absolutely love and adored and start my own business and actually engage in conflict several times on a daily basis. And it's been a privilege to have been a student and now a facilitator in the certificate program. And I just very much appreciate the opportunity.
I cherish the many classes consumed with heated theological debates and how it felt like at those moments the world outside just disappeared. I enjoyed my time in the dining hall, the new faces we met, the stories we offered, and the laughters we shared. And yes, the library, filled with ancient texts with which we had to wrestle with. And wrestle we did, but not without our secret and willing weapons, the amazing library staff.
Studying PACS has been an important part of my career journey. I didn't really know specifically what I wanted to do going into school. I studied peace and conflict studies as well as drama. And originally I remember meeting my mother's friend in the grocery store, and she said, "What are you gonna do with that? Tell people to be nice, and if it doesn't work, put on a play for them." And I felt really embarrassed because I didn't know how PACS and drama could go together. I just knew that I really cared about both of those things. But in the end, those things really did go together. And so I've used a lot of the values and knowledge that I gained from PACS to start a social justice theater company.
I started studying peace and conflict studies at Conrad Grebel in 1990. And at that point, my parents were very worried that I wouldn't be able to find a career in this field. That has not been an issue for me. There's a lot of opportunity to work in the field in a way that my education at Conrad Grebel helped prepare me for. The friends that I made at Conrad Grebel continue to be the best friends that I have. The theology and the ideology that were not tied to an ethnic group of being ethnically Mennonite, but believing in justice, peace, and conflict studies, really. The essence of the spirit of Grebel and living in a community where everybody was going to be included, and you filled up the dining hall tables one by one so that nobody was left out. Those ways of living in the Grebel community still are really important to me, and they helped me form, I think, the relationships that have lasted a lifetime for me.
As an arbitrator, I wondered how might my mandate empower me to exercise my position and how that power can be used as a sword and a shield. In the workplace, how do I exude the principles of a courageous follower? Or when trying to navigate parties through a charged lose-lose situation, how can I apply the principle of do no harm? Additionally, this program has provided me with the language of peace and conflict, and thereby the vocabulary needed to describe and seek a resolution.
This space has a unique way of bringing like-minded individuals together. And it is truly the people at all levels of this institution that make this community so special. Here at Grebel, ridiculousness is celebrated. If you have ever had a crazy idea that would typically be scoffed at or brushed off by most people, not only will you find people here to join you in whatever fun you're trying to have, but you also have a crowd of people gather to come cheer you on.
The people of Grebel are so genuine and make me feel that the future is in good hands. So if I could leave future students with 2 pieces of advice, it would be the following. Firstly, above all, always seek out the truth, even if it disrupts the peace, even if it's not popular to believe. Secondly, lean into who you really are and what you truly believe. So as I conclude my time as a Grebelite, I leave with a lifetime of memories and a wealth of gratitude. Thank you.